Okay.
You start stalking your ex-girlfriends in real life.
Right.
You need to join a university debate team so you can argue with strangers.
The one and only Mr. James Acaster. Good morning, James Acaster. How are you, sir?
Morning, Toby. Yeah, good, thank you. Good, thank you. I'm very excited to be here and change people's lives.
Well, I mean, let's get straight into it because it's a noble thing that you're doing here. So this is James Acaster's guide to quitting social media, being the best you can be and saving yourself from loneliness, Volume 1.
Volume 1.
Which is exciting because that suggests that there's a volume coming up in the future. And you haven't even said, that it could technically end up as volume 56. You haven't specified where this ends.
Your life is never complete. Your soul is never truly saved. I will continue to pump out the volumes as long as people have tragic and pitiful existences.
Well, the good news is, James, there'll always be people with tragic and pitiful existences.
Salut!
And you can count on that for your finances in the future. So talk to me about this book. How did it come about? What does it offer people?
This is about my journey, me quitting social media, all the things I did to come off of it, all the things I've done to stay off of it, and how I can turn your life around by just following all of my simple steps.
You say simple.
It's
It's about 270 pages of advice on just quitting social media. Because the naysayers, and, hey, I'm not one of them.
Sure.
I'm just saying there may be naysayers out there that say it's as simple as just deleting your Instagram or Twitter profile and it doesn't need 270 pages.
If you delete the app, delete your account, fair enough. But all those things that you used to get from social media, you need to find replacements for them out in the real world.
Okay.
You start stalking your ex-girlfriends in real life.
Right.
You need to join a university debate team so you can argue with strangers.
Okay.
You need to open your own creche so you can get updates on everyone's kids.
Right.
There's a lot you're going to have to do, and you're going to have to follow my advice in order to do it.
Okay, well, look, it sounds like you've got it all locked down. I mean, for example, James, and I don't want to... Obviously, I'm going to buy the book, and I don't want you to be out of pocket.
Sure.
But if you would just humour me here, I am somebody who, by his own admission, probably spends too much time scrolling through Twitter. Oh, yeah. So how would you help a lost cause and a pathetic soul like me?
Well, what's the main thing that you like on Twitter? What's the main thing that you get out of it?
Sports or videos of dogs.
Okay, videos of dogs. That's I used to be addicted to pictures of dogs, pictures of cats. Mm-hmm. What I started doing is going around just helping myself to missing posters from lampposts.
Great.
And then I can see photos of loads of strangers' pets.
Perfect.
Now, eventually, I felt quite bad about it because I thought they're not finding their pets. So I took it upon myself to find those pets for them. And luckily for me, all the animals, about 37 animals, I'd stolen their pictures. But luckily, all those animals had met on the streets and formed an animal gang. So I found them all in one go. And they'd solved loads of crimes and all sorts as a gang. It was quite a heartwarming story. I wouldn't have discovered that if I had stayed on social media.
Okay, so that's one of the many benefits. So, for people just tuning in, one of the many benefits of quitting social media is there's a good chance that hordes of dogs will be out on the street solving crimes.
Yeah, and not just dogs. There was cats in that gang, a budgie and a tortoise, and they all solved crimes together, and I wouldn't have known about that if I'd stayed a webhead like some of you.
Okay, that's good to know. Thank you so much for clearing that up.
Thank you, Toby.
Radio. The Chris Moyle Show.